Hi. How y'all doing? Oh, my heart is pounding a lot. Hi guys. What's going on? I noticed quite a bit that one of the things that you all seem to enjoy and like a lot with this stream was the intro. And in fact, I had quite a few people tell me to please never change it, so I changed it. And that is featuring the original composition of myself, and then it was reworked by our own 88-bit music. Trevor helped me out with that. He orchestrated it, and I really, really am very happy with it. And whew. So, guys, welcome to 5 years of doing this. And you wouldn't think I'd get nervous, and you'd be wrong. I'm here, and like the new intro. I won't do the curtains and the build up and all that. In the future, but that would be that will be the new intro. That's this new stuff. So stop pounding, please. Be normal heart. Guys, I saw that level 5 hype train. I don't even know how to begin to keep up with notifications right now. Nor do I really know where to begin with all of this. I love you too, Totes. It's been a hell of a ride. And this year's been a hell of a year. So, I don't know exactly. Let's take a quick look here. But happy freaking 5. Thanks, Bako. First off, let me say I appreciate you all coming out and spending some of your day with me. We're going to be going on for quite a while. Revenge, thank you. Good to see you again. TechWiz, Grayken, Kitty Swoop. Guys, thank you all so much. Tip, with the gifted sub, Evandor, Fallen Nephilim. I have a hard time. I have a hard time not doing it's okay. There's so much you guys understand if I don't do call-outs, but let me just quickly call out some names. But then I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't. It's. I just. Hi. So fun little thing. If I recall correctly, we just missed. Hitting 50,000 followers for the 4-year anniversary. We missed it by like 3 days. So 50,000 at 4-year. At the 5-year, we have passed 75,000. What? What? Guys, Whiskable, 50 gifted subs. That's 150% year over year. Yeah. Holy balls. Whiskable, thank you. So, I don't have a... What's up, PJ? Ashoka, Tano, Crazy Peeps, Crystal, Kitsu, Night Plays. I don't really have a plan for this first while. I just want to talk to you guys about whatever comes to mind, whatever feels important, and whatever seems important. But I just, it's been, I don't want to spoil anybody who hasn't been paying attention. And so if you haven't been paying attention this year, then you can mute or something like that. We'll give you a chance. But spoiler, this year been kind of rough on a lot of people, right? A lot of people. And I love you too, Panoris, and I hope your mom enjoys her sandwich. Sup, Prince? It's been a bit of a rough year, and for you guys, for myself, and really, I think that it would have been very, very, very difficult to maintain the composure, to maintain my health, to maintain so many different things if you guys weren't here and a part of my life. You have altered the course of my life, is really what it comes down to. The ability to be here and to do this and to talk to you guys and to have you all show such support, it's overwhelming. But before we go too much further, I do want to say and have everybody know that I have a very special thanks in my heart for Lowbro, who has basically waited on me hand and foot with anything that I've asked him to do to help with this. He's gone out of his way to make this just a fantastic day for me, and everything that I was looking for that I asked of him, he delivered on. And so more than anything else, more than myself, I want to thank Lowbro for what he's done. So here's to you, buddy. If you guys aren't following him, then be sure to check him out, because he's the best of us. He's what we should be trying to be. Also, a special shout outs for today to Chibi and to Rachel and Kiwi, who have all helped out and I mean, all of my mods stepped up to send me clips, to send me ideas, to send me things to try and put the pieces together. But all of them just they've really just stood out. And of course, you know, you can't ever forget the support from Angel and holding me up and being here to keep me sane and deflate my head, and otherwise just, you know, help to support me. So thank you guys. This is not entirely a one-man show. I do a big part of it, but it's the community, the Discord, the culture is projected by our mods and by those people who care and show up night after night, who dedicate so much of their time, and I just absolutely am forever indebted to them. So thank you to them as well. So as you guys saw briefly, see if I still have it somewhere, there is, in fact, no scene for me to switch to. Cool. Let me, it's a display capture, add existing, there we go. There is a limited edition 5-year t-shirt. This is going to be available for only a week from today, and then it is going away forever. It features, you can either get it in a crew or in a v-neck. This is the v-neck. This is the crew. And they will all have the zine signature tag, and also the 5-year logo on them. So if you are interested, again, this is only available for the next week. We're doing pre-orders, and then I'll order it, and we'll get it all set out. But this is not going to last very long at all. So there is some, I don't know what size to get either, but there is some sizing information here to help with that. So, okay. Where to buy? Merch.zine.me is how you get there. If you end up at merch.zine.me, you'll see there are the 2 newly added items, and you can get them at immediately. So, and Lowbro Lowbro also helped put this shirt together. And if you guys don't know, Lowbro is like more passionate about shirts than anyone has a right to be, and that's to all of our benefit. By having him be involved in the selection and creation process, I guarantee that it is far better quality and far better looking than it would have been already. Do mods get discounts? I'll work with Yatsu. Yeah, guys. I find myself speechless. This isn't something that's common with me. You know that I can just talk and talk and talk, and it's not a no, M. I'm just saying, you know, like 50. Like we'll figure it out, M. Okay, do British mods get shipping discounts? Yes. You just want to know if I modeled it. That is not me modeling it. That is a mock-up. And if I had been able to get a sample, which I could not do, then I'd be wearing it right now. However, I threw on my... the other thing that I looked for that I was unable to get, but that I looked for was a polo. And I was thinking a polo with that logo embroidered on it would be really cool. Fortunately, one of the things that didn't come together. And so, you know, maybe next time. But polos are one of my things, even though I don't even go to, I don't even have an office job anymore. But here we are. Pionk, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for the raid. My good friend Blue Vector, you guys know him, launched his second season of Color SMP with a new multi-creator SMP today. And unfortunately, because of this, I wasn't able to attend the opening. I do have an invite and do plan on going by. I am not sure how much time I'll be able to spend on it. It's a just open world 1.16. It's the latest version. That's why I chose today. And you guys know I like open world. I don't do as well when I don't have an objective. But I want to go on. I want to say hi to people. I want to help support my boy. And you know, all of that. So we'll definitely look into it. I'm gonna need more water. So today the plan is for us to talk for a while, and then we're going to be playing Alien Isolation. That is a throwback to the start of my channel. We'll talk a little bit more in that in just a minute. And then apparently the community's put something together in a Discord that I haven't seen, and that's going to take an hour or so, apparently. And Chibi, did you want me to just read it? Am I showing it? Like, what am I doing? Like, guide me on that, if you would. So, a long time. Why? Okay, apparently you guys all know something I don't, because you're all laughing at an hour. So, Alien Isolation. For those of you who haven't seen one, or haven't heard the story, when I first started streaming, it was just a test out of had started with My Night Season 2, and we weren't allowed to stream going from that. And thank you. I've got water, lots of water. We weren't allowed to stream anything My Night related. In fact, we were instructed not to talk to the streamers. This is all from Deck via Tom. And basically, Tom didn't want to, and I feel a little bit, you know, given this weekend, I give a little bit less, you know, hesitant to kind of point the realities out. But Tom didn't want to really have to deal with BTS people. He wanted it to happen. He wanted to be, you know, people to do stuff for him, and he didn't want to have to talk to him. So our instructor, and also he was very protective of My Night in that he hated the thought of someone else making money off of what he considered to be his, and that's why they ended up getting rid of the what was it, user created and them. They had streamed some of the behind the scenes stuff of My Night, and because they did that, that's why they got replaced with Blockworks in the second season. So I couldn't stream anything My Night, but through My Night, my name was a little bit out there, just a little bit, the lightest of light. And I had been interested in streaming, so I started up. And I played a game called Altitude. I think it's still available, altitudegame.com, for free. It's a little dinky, plain 2D thing that's just, I have over 1,000 hours into it. And Purple will vouch, it's actually a ton of fun. I used to play it with the people in stream, and it's just a fun, simple little game, and we just chat and play. It's fantastic. It's still on Steam? Nice. So we played that a couple days, and then, you know, I was like, and some people showed up, Purple being one of them. Hi, Troy. Purple being one of them who saw me through My Night and checked me out. And so I was extremely lucky in that I skipped over the 0 viewer phase of streaming. I was able to start with, 3 people, 5 people, only a couple people. yeah, but still, I was able to kind of start with just a little bit of interest, and by being by having that, we were playing Altitude, and kind of started to have a little bit of a group of friends come together, and I asked them, and this was like June 2nd, 3rd, like just early June. I asked them, what should I stream for a full Let's Play? And pretty overwhelmingly, they picked Alien Isolation, which is the game I'm going to be playing for you. I did not want to do this. I had watched Markiplier play it, but I do not like being scared. I don't like scary movies, which drives Angel nuts. I don't like. I'm just, that fear, that jump, really isn't for me. And so the fact that I was uncomfortable with this, that I didn't want to do it, meant that the viewers naturally wanted me to do it more so. So I picked up the reins, and on June 23rd, I broadcast and recorded my first episode of Alien Isolation, which is actually still on my YouTube. I wasn't good. I mean, obviously I was good enough for the moment, but I was withdrawn, I was pulled back, I was mumbly, I was, hey guys, hi, and I had a long way to go from there to here. Thank you, Fee, I appreciate it. A long way to go from there to here. I played through the game. I made it. It took me like 20 hours to get through on a normal playthrough from start to finish. It took me, I think, maybe 7 or 8 episodes of 2 hours each. Thanks for coming by, Barry. I appreciate it. So I finished it, and then I ran into something that's a common problem for streamers, and I feel like Totes can back me up on this. I didn't know what to stream next. And the Alien Isolation streams had gone over well. So I looked at things and started it over on Nightmare. I just played the same thing again because I didn't know what else to do at this point. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so I upped the difficulty to Nightmare, and we played through it, and people were still showing up, and the crowd was still increasing, and we were still having fun and enjoying ourselves. And I finished it even faster through Nightmare, and by the end of finishing that, I had gotten fairly good at the game. So, reaching the end of the game and not knowing what else to play, I played Alien Isolation. We started it over. And this time I did it as fast as I could. And over time, I actually got involved with the speedrunning group who speedran Alien Isolation. They started teaching me little tricks and things. Hey, Karen, how's it going? In order to play the game faster. And by the time I was going through this, I was starting to integrate other games into it. And hi, Widgie. I played it again, But Alien Isolation became a weekly thing that we would do one night a week. I got to where I could do it in 5 hours, then 4 hours, and ultimately I peaked at 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now it takes me about 3.5 hours. For various reasons, but they were the cornerstone that built everything. And I know that people associate my channel a lot with Minecraft, and I do play about 50% Minecraft. But for the 5 years that I've been doing this, Minecraft is only 50%. I have played, I think, if not, 30 plus, 40 plus, probably 100 plus different games. And we have had, I have reached the point where I see clips of me playing a game that I had forgotten that I played and can't even remember the name of the clip. I had the one where the dragons and the Vikings would come in and I was building the castle. I don't remember the name of that game. Was it Castles and Vikings or something like that? At any rate, I I am a variety streamer. I've done many different things, but Alien Isolation is part of the DNA of this channel. And so we will be doing a speedish. I won't be timing it. I won't be, there's people that do it a lot faster than I do now. But a speedish run and go through. That said, recent events on Twitch have increased the probability probability is just the right word, of getting DMCA strikes. I can't play copyrighted music anymore. I normally don't play copyrighted music. I normally stick to music from my Fixed Neon partners, who I added a panel to, and I would highly recommend. But the Alien Isolation stuff, we would do a little party, and we'd usually throw in Thunderstruck, or Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now, or Beds Are Burning by Midnight Oil, or Bon Jovi. Okay. Nice. But anyway, I was where was I? Remind me where I was. Oh, right, M9. So copyright music. We would make a little party, an M9 party, and play some of the classic arena rock. And we can't do that anymore, and that's sad. And during the death of Samuels, spoiler, we would play The Sound of Silence, or The Sound of Samuels, as you guys would call it, and I would sing along. And we can't do that. I tried to work out with some people to give me a orchestrated or recomposed version of Sound of Silence, and the DMCA problem is wide enough that they didn't feel comfortable doing that. So, unfortunately, I had to leave those behind. But Lowbro I tasked Lowbro, who, in addition to being extremely passionate about every single thing that he does, and in particular shirts, is extremely passionate about music. And I asked him to put together a playlist of songs and things for me to play that were copyright safe, but that we would hopefully enjoy and know and go. So we do have replacements. We might not necessarily know all the words, but I think we can have fun with it. And so I ask your tolerance, I ask your forgiveness, and understand that, the reality is I don't have the rights to play the songs. I know people get mad about DMCA stuff, but I'm not one of them. Artists deserve to be paid for their work, and it sucks that I can't use it. I would love for a mechanism to be able to pay them for the work so that I could get the rights to it. If it was $100 to get those songs for today, like just for a one-time I'd have dropped that in a minute. Like, there's a lot of lost money there for the RIAA. But regardless, or the labels at least, regardless of that, it's still, I don't have the legal right to broadcast them, so I'm not going to. And that's just the way that goes sometimes. Interesting enough, even if you get the artist permission, you don't necessarily have the composition rights, which are held by the writers and not by the artists or the performers. There's a copyright on the performance, and there's a copyright on the composition. And in order to get a sync license, which is what you need in order to broadcast, because you're pairing video with sound, you need to get the rights from the composition owner. So. That said, I think we'll have fun. I think we'll make it work. So, how are you all feeling though? How's everyone doing out there? Are you guys excited for today? I feel like we've been building to this for a little while, and now it's here. And then it's that what's going on? I'm fun no matter what. Oh, thank you. Mildly excited. Thank you, Illy. Al-Yazay, thank you. James Blunt with him doing a parody of You're Beautiful with his label Nixit. Yeah. He did. He got it, though, because it's You're Pitiful. I know he ended up doing it, but... So, let's talk about the 5-year for a minute. Because we've come a long way. We talked about our roots a little bit. This stream I started planning about 6 months ago. I had ideas, I had dreams, I had visions, I had so many different things that I wanted to make happen. Animations and original music and new graphics and all of that. And then 2020 kind of hit, and we had to kind of let a lot of that go. And as some of you know, that's been a process for me to kind of come to terms with that. And even as recent as last weekend when I went to test the multiplayer crowd control that I was planning on playing with Jordan, which I think would be an absolute blast, and finding a problem that I couldn't get around with it, and saying, and having to give that up, and just letting it go. That's kind of how 2020 is. That's kind of how it's been. But I saw someone mention 2020 needs to be forgotten. And I would challenge all of you right now to do everything you can, despite how much 2020 hurts, to hold on to it, to remember this feeling that we've all collectively had, to remember that gut punch when we watched someone who's supposed to protect citizens murder a person of color, just right there on camera without even worrying about it. How that felt when we heard that some of our favorite creators had been victimizing others and abusing their station and abusing, if you call it power or clout or whatever, in order to make other people give them what they wanted when they didn't want to give it. It's painful. It hurts. Everything going on hurts. And we need to remember that, because these are all coming from systemic cultural things. These are not isolated incidents. You can tell by the sheer number of people that came forward in the Me Too this weekend. You can tell by the way that even while people protest police brutality, there were still officers that were going out and brutalizing people. You can tell that this is a problem with how we've been living our life. And we need to hold on to that feeling, and we need to pursue change, and we need to make it so that no one needs to be a protected class, so that no one needs to have a section carved out for them in a law to explicitly grant them rights or to do that. But instead, we just don't care. Love who you love, however many people you want to love, whatever it is, as long as they're consenting adults. I don't care. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your sex is. As long as you're a good person, then fantastic. Keep being that great person and helping to make the world better. We need 2020. We need to burn this forest down so that we can renew and have fresh growth and rebuild outside of the vision of the boomers and there's good boomers, but the boomers and the racists and the sexists, and to build something that I know that we have possible if we all work together. So don't forget 2020 is my point. Don't let go of that fire. And please vote. There's no way we can do this if you don't get off your ass. So here's the thing for me. And I don't know whether this is true. This is my opinion. I feel like millennials and Zoomers and even us Gen Xers, I feel like we have a tremendous amount of enlightenment ahead of some of the past generations. And not to take away from what they did and where they got us, and the fact that they served in the world wars and delivered the country as it was to us, not to take away from them. But I feel like our time is here for us to make these changes, that we are beyond that, it's a generational thing, to where we know better. We know we can do better. And the problem with us The reason we don't is because, and I am equally guilty of this, but is because we are comfortable in our chairs sitting in front of monitors playing on the internet. We do not engage, we don't vote, we underrepresent ourselves, and we don't follow the issues, and we give up our right to shape the world. And we need to stop that. It's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to take the reins and lead us from this narcissistic bullshit hellhole that we are in right now, and show that we can build something. So, to all of you who protested, to all of you who did get up and went out, and shout out to Hedwidgen. I know that she went out and attended the protest. But for anybody who spoke out, who stood up, who moved, who acted, if I wore a hat, my hat would be off to you. But you have my respect, you have my thanks, and I appreciate you. And many people who are too lazy to type it out also appreciate you, and we should probably bop them on the head for being too lazy to type it out. But thank you. Do not let 2020 be a waste. If we don't vote, if we don't change this, if we don't build this, then it will have been for nothing. I don't want that, and I don't think you want that either. So, please. And I apologize if you weren't expecting politics. I apologize if my politics don't line up with yours. I have friends who are conservative. I have friends who are very, very progressive. I don't care, and I'm willing to be friends with you regardless of political party. But I am not willing to look at the president and his actions and say that I don't like him because he's Republican, because I don't give a shit that he's a Republican. If he was doing a good job and he was a Republican, then great. He's not doing a good job. He's not representing us. He's not healing this country. I don't like him because of who he is. And I want better because we deserve better. I don't think that's political. I realize some of you disagree, and I apologize. But I just, it's the time of being quiet is over. And supporting human rights aren't a political issue. Not infecting others with your diseases is not a political issue. Putting on a mask has become like machismo, or not putting on a mask. It's become like, oh, bro, I can't believe you're like, what a pansy. What a fucking idiot you are. Like, I'm sorry. You didn't come at a bad time. You came at a great time. Hi, Night Owl. We need to be, humans are terrible, and Dr. Mick and I have talked about this. We're terrible at risk assessment. Our brains normalize the repetitive. Things that happen regularly, our brains don't pay attention to it. We pay attention to something new because at a very primal, instinctual level, new means threat, and we need to pay attention to new and figure it out. But new routine is safety, and so it can follow routine. That is all fine and dandy, unless you factor in how driving, which is one of the most dangerous activities many of us do every single day. We've made great strides in making it safer, but it is still, by far, probably, I would wager, the most dangerous thing almost all of us do on a regular basis. We're not good at that assessment. And COVID and the coronavirus have fallen into that. We got used to it. And then we got bored. And we got tired of being told to stay inside. We got tired of being told what to do. And we forgot that people were dying. We forgot what Italy looked like when its healthcare system was overran. We made excuses and rationalizations and explanations and listened to pundits instead of scientists to make ourselves feel like everything's okay and none of this is that big of a deal. It's not okay. It is a big deal. Protect yourselves. I don't want to lose any of you to something that is ultimately preventable. I don't want to hear about any more people who've lost their family members, who are terrified because their family members are immunocompromised in some way, or they're immunocompromised, and other people won't take it seriously. It's heartbreaking. It hurts. I don't want us to forget. I want us to remember. Remember what's important. Remember what matters. And we have the future in front of us if we are willing to stand up, to get out, to move, to act, and take it, and move the, like, you know, I mean, obviously this is very U.S. centric because I'm in the U.S. and I know there's international, but really to move this world forward. I think that's for me, that I think of that as progress, and I suppose that's the progressive in me, but that's what I want for everyone, and that's what that's my message to you guys. If you hear nothing else from today, if you get nothing else from today, then please just think and consider, and when that opportunity arises, when something's happening, and you have that choice to stay seated or to stand up, I hope that we stand up. It's our world. Let's take it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hi, Zombie Tabby. How's it going? Also, that goes into the next thing, which is tomorrow. Some people are advocating a Twitch blackout. I have looked at both sides, and I don't believe, I might take tomorrow off because I'm tired from today. We'll see, but I don't believe that it's the right thing to do to do the Twitch blackout. This is our platform. This is our voice. This is how we have influence on Twitch. Turning it off just takes that away from us. I want Twitch to feel that pressure. I want us all to tell Twitch, you can do better. And I want us to continue to apply that pressure. But the way that I encourage you, the way that we do that is by being here, by being a voice, by speaking out, not by being silent. So, yeah. Just want to thank you everyone here, especially Zine. It's been a bad year. I think we can relate. Watching the streams have helped me keep my head level and kept me looking at the more positive side of everything. So thank you for being here and being an amazing streamer. You are most welcome. And I realize, guys, that I am missing literally hundreds of messages, and I apologize for that. I can't read and kind of monologue really at the same time. I'm not that talented. But as some of you know, I tend to watch my VODs back, and particularly when I'm talking about important topics, I read every comment on the replay, and I will reach out to people and answer after the fact. And yeah, how dare? But at any rate, I hope that I'm sure that there's someone, if not multiple someones, who, whether they turned off the stream, whether they're, well, I like the guy, but fuck him for that, and that's fine. That's your choice. I can't agree anymore. I can't be quiet and say, both sides, because it's not both sides right now. We need to take control, and we need to move. So, at any rate, happy 5 years. Thank you so much, Lobro. Devout Spirit, thank you for the gifted sub. Ash, thank you for the gifted subs. I saw your first tweet. I didn't see the subsequent ones, but I did see the beginning of the thread, Ash. I checked. I don't think you had posted them or gotten them posted yet, but I appreciate your kind words there, and everybody who helped to retweet to let us know what's going on, and everybody for just kind of listening for a minute. This is a celebration, but this is not necessarily the best time for a celebration. Or, alternatively, it's the perfect time for celebration so that we can all get our minds off things. But we can't lose sight of the important things. This stream matters a lot to me. I love that it matters to you. But in terms of world matters, we have more important things to make sure we take care of first before this. So, hopefully, that will be the last of that. You're fine mostly, son. If you can't make it, you can't make it. Hopefully that'll be the last of that. And I'm sorry to task you guys with pursuing activism, but we're not getting anywhere by sitting at our computer signing endless fucking online petitions that do nothing. I don't. All I'll say is I generally, if not every time, then the majority of the time, all online petitions do is make us feel like we're doing something so we don't have to do anything. It's an excuse. Great, I support this. What am I doing besides clicking a box saying that my name is now on a list? Anyway, Mez, aren't you working for a charity now? Do I remember that correctly? Hi, Handle. Well, tell me about your charity. Or tell us about your charity. Guys, Mr. Mez left his previous job and actually went and is now working specifically at a charity to try and do good and to try and help. And Mez is a great guy. Really? Yes, absolutely. Mez is a great guy, and I met him at TwitchCon. He bought me drinks, which is why I say all these nice things about him. But genuinely, I could just tell pretty much immediately, and I feel like Low Road backed me up, that this is just someone who wants to help, who wants to do good, and wants to be a good person. And if you want to describe to us a little bit about what you do and your organization, then I invite you to do that right now. Appreciate what you do. Also, Brian Red with the 10,000 bits. Thank you so much. That is extremely generous. Congrats on the 5 years. It's been good to see how far you've come. You've easily become one of my favorite streamers. I can't wait to see where you go with the future. Thank you so much, Brian. And yes, some of the petitions can make a difference, so it doesn't necessarily hurt to sign them, but there's a lot of them that are just an excuse, and we use them as such to make ourselves feel better while we don't do much. So I do recognize, and particularly in other locales, that they can be more effective. I would love to. I work with Starlight's Children's Foundation, a nonprofit that works to help seriously ill kids in hospitals with things like customized hospital gowns, virtual reality experiences, and mobile Nintendo Switch stations. It's a cause I believe in heavily and even impacted my best friend when he was young, going through 11 surgeries. Thank you for helping to keep our children happy. That is a huge thing for those kids who are just dealing with the absolute most terrible of situations and sicknesses. If Ahmad wants to do a permit on him, please paste the link for that as well after you get Ahmad to do the permit for you, Mez. But thank you again, and children are the future. And we, I opted out of kids because if you guys have met me, you understand. And by met me, I mean like listen to me for 5 minutes. You understand that I should not be around kids. Fair enough, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Just I should not influence kids. It's my gift back to the world more than anything else. But they are important, and taking care of them and and being the cool uncle is really what I do. And I feel like I've got that. Hi Sam, how's it going? Opted out of kids. Yeah, no, it was like, this ain't for me, babe, and that's fine. You should totally quit your tech job and go full-time streaming. Imagine how awkward it'd be if you were let go just before you were going to quit. Sam? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You think I'd be a great dad? I would be a good dad. I am good with kids. Troy is a Zoomer on the inside. Listen, I included Gen X, and I don't know Troy's exact, but I think I call Troy an Xer in my head. He's an Xer. So hard sometimes seeing the system corrupt and messed up from the inside of the government and seeing the mountain of things need to change. I keep trying, though. I mean, what we need is for all of us to try instead of for a few of us to... for all of us to try and move a pebble rather than a few of us to try and move a mountain. I am a dog dad. Exactly. You can see me fostering teens. I don't think I have the patience. Troy is the most Gen X millennial I know. Were you actually considering quitting the job? Yes, Libsynth. So, for those of you who don't know, I got promoted to customer by my company the beginning of May. With the COVID lockdown, my company lost over 40% of its revenue, and it was around $880 million company, so I guess probably around $400 million in a week. So they looked around and they were like, who's the guy that's been here for 16 years but has his passion completely and utterly somewhere else and just does the bare minimum to get by now because he no longer gives a shit about us or what we do? Present. I didn't blame them for letting me go. I was expensive and I had specialized knowledge, and if there were problems, then I took care of it, but I had trained my employees enough to where, my heart and soul was with the stream, and I had been planning, and I didn't want to just continue collecting a paycheck. That's not something I like to do. I want to be helpful and I want to be useful, and so when I realized I was at that point, then I started taking steps to leave the company, and my plan was to give my 2 weeks ago yesterday, and to be able to come here on my 5-year stream anniversary. And just a second. Sorry. I know it was a little sudden, but I realized I was missing something. So I had planned on putting in my 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago yesterday, so that I could come to stream and tell you guys that I had, I don't like the term mated, but that I had reached a point where I felt like I could sustain myself solely off of the stream. In addition to that, but I guess not in addition to that, but my company kind of took that from me. And that was tough. It's tough to lose a job, even when you know that there's a reason, even when it's laid off and not fired, even all those things. It's still like, I'll tell you guys, telling someone that you got let go from your job is one of the most humiliating things. And I think this is a fairly U.S. centric thing. I don't know that all cultures, but at least in the U.S., we are tied to our profession very intimately. It's, hi, I'm Bob. Are you nice to meet you? What do you do for work, Bob? That's kind of just how we are. And telling someone I lost my job is like saying that I wasn't good enough for them to want to keep. And that's how it feels. It's not true, but that's how it feels. So even though it was something that I was actively working towards, getting let go was very difficult for me, and I tried to keep it, that's a very American thing. That's kind of like, as I was saying, I was like, I think this is more American, but it is very American. I tried to keep it out of stream. I tried to keep it kind of, to myself, but there was an entire grief process that I had to go through in the midst of everything else, and we've made it to the other side, but that was tough. Because they took a moment away from me that I was, instead of it being, it was, they snatched, or they snatching defeat from the jaws of victory kind of thing. 16 years on that job, and I was planning on leaving in like 6 weeks, and they let me go. So, joke's on them. They accidentally paid me 20 hours overtime. Yay! But we are here, and I am and do believe that I can sustain myself. I'm terrified about it changing, but as long as we continue the direction we've been going, then I should be able to sustain myself being here for you guys full time. And Lowbro, this is the first glow stick you ever gave me. And that's my win for myself, for you, and for everybody who's here. And it's Chroma King, which is fun because it's green, but that is my win. For those of you who don't know, what the hell? Oh, there we go. For those of you who don't know, Lowbro has an entire conversation about how we're all glow sticks, and we're not perfect, and we can break inside, but as we break, we're able to shine even brighter. And he says it much more eloquently than I do, but I had been planning on doing that for a very long time, and I wanted. He kind of knew that I had gotten to that point, but for a little while, to throw him off my scent that I was planning, I had I'd kind of been downplaying just in private conversation, but kind of been downplaying like glow stick. It's great that you do that. Like just kind of, like I think just give him enough, not hopefully, hurting his feelings, just giving him enough that like, oh, he's not into that. And all along, my plan was to be able to break it and to declare my victory and win, which is that I am now doing and working a job that I am obscenely passionate about and that I look forward to day after day. And it's an interesting conversation because some of you have called me out a bit that I need to take more breaks, that I need to take time for myself, that I need to step away more. And the reality is that you guys in many ways are my break. Yes, this is a job, and yes, there are things I stress about with it, but you guys make me feel better by the end of a stream. I come into a stream not feeling 100%, and I leave it feeling 100%. You energize me, you fulfill me, and this community is my life's work. So I love you guys, and I appreciate it. And Lowbro, I'm sorry if I ever hurt your feelings with my glow stick misdirection. You guys know I like surprises, and then you guys also know that I'm terrible about keeping them. So it's I'm not, at any rate, I don't tear up very easily. Actually, that's not true. I tear up pretty easily. I don't actually lose it easily, and but I feel feelings at the moment. So, thank you guys for helping to empower me, and again, it's literally true in that I can't do it without you. Like that's one of the most. It's obvious, but it's also true, and it's the generosity of you guys is what keeps me going. There's nothing that says that you have to throw a bit or subscribe or anything like that. We've got some adorable emotes from Kiwi, and I love her artwork, and I think some of them are pretty fun. Zine Eyes has become a get worried that a zine raid is coming icon, and I kind of appreciate that. But I think Widgie and Dr. Mick can vouch for that more than most. Um, it's true. It's obvious. It's obvious. But really, you know, not having commercials and some artwork, great artwork. I'm not trying to diminish Kiwi's work, but ultimately some emoticons, it's not thing that you can't live without. And the fact that you still choose to help to support me, to help to keep things going, is why it's still going. It's why it's still here. I mean, imagine if that wasn't the case, and you know, things lined up just a little bit different, then I would have had to find a new job, and I'd have been the new guy, so I'd have had to work extra hard at it, and I wouldn't have had any flexibility in my hours. I wouldn't have had any flexibility. I'd have had to take what I could get because I need to pay bills, and that would have all been time away from stream. And it would have been like, okay, guys, I'm only going to 3 days a week now because I'm too busy. And then after a little while, well, I'm really burned out, so I think I might scale back a little bit, or, you know, I'm too tired tonight, guys, so I'll catch you next stream, and that sort of thing. But because of your support, that's not what happened. So thank you again. And what? You guys have triggered another hype train. I wish that I could play Crazy Train for you. Hey y'all, it's me. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Eveplay, thank you for the 5. Whifflet, Omega Wibble, thank you for the bits. Corpse Cartoonist with the gifted subs. Ash with the gifted subs. Jay with the 1,000 bits. Husker Lover with 1,000 bits. Babe with 1,000 bits. You guys are like the notifications are moving faster than I can read them. I can't right now with you guys. I can't right now with you guys. Thank you, Yumi. I appreciate it. So I will continue to put my heart and soul into this because I feel like you guys deserve it. And I feel like in these times, we need the distraction. And I feel like sometimes I can help you guys in the ways that you help me. I think I've mentioned it before. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but it's something that when I tell people what I do, because, you know, I mean, most people don't know what streaming is. When I explain to them, though, what it is and why I do it, I tell them, oh, it's, you know, make games and stuff like that. And then the immediate follow-up, and there is nothing but 100% truth here. The immediate follow-up for me is, and I love it because it allows me to talk to kids and people when they're in those late teens, in high school, in early 20s, and I can talk to them and tell them things that I wish I would have been told when I was that age. And I get to go on and feel like I'm helping people be better, and I'm helping people to seek to know that it's okay to seek help for their mental health, to seek help in terms of improving their situation, to place their happiness as their life's priority, which is what it should be. That gives me that's how I brag to people. And you know, that's how I get to feel good about who I am, is to look at that and to look at the people and the friends that have made it through on their own abilities, but help through some of the things that we say and do here with all of you. So, at any rate, being able to talk to you guys is a privilege, and I appreciate it. Whiskable with 50 more gifted subs. Noah, thank you for the first-time sub. Welcome. Happy to have you. Thank you, Whiskable. Thank you, Waggly Shrimp, for the 100 bits. I like the name. Mama, thank you for the bits. Mike OC, thank you for the gifted sub. You guys are just absolutely crazy, and I appreciate you. I don't think I've ever seen a hype train break 500s and change, so I didn't even know. I didn't know that it could count to 600. So, whew. I'm sorry to be so heavy and all of that. Am I behind schedule? I am behind schedule. I had this concern that I wasn't going to be able to fill up the first hour, that I was going to run out of things to say and things to talk about, and no. Reach a little more, thank you. Crazy Peeps, thank you. Snowball in Hell, Jinxed Aqua, Dino Manatee, At Witcher's Life, Zombie Tabby, DC DGAF, Viper Mama, Cat, Kimosabe, Lady Gamer, thank you guys. Cool Trainer Paolo, Kirandita, 90 Blue Sky. I hate to not acknowledge. Oh my God, guys. I hate to not call it out, and because you guys are amazing. But we wouldn't get anything done if we were doing call-outs, and that's a terrible problem to have, let me tell you. But I love you and thank you, and know that I will read through every single one of these and appreciate you wholeheartedly. So let's see if I can figure out how to make this whole Alien Isolation thing